Okay, good morning. I have finished the custom order for a steampunk binder type journal for daily journaling, and she wanted to take it with her where she goes, so I've done very little embellishing. She wanted it just mostly for writing. So that was very hard for me to do, but I think I did it. The binder that I chose was a Tim Holtz 2-ring binder. It's a very nice size, I think. It fits good in your hands. I've covered it with some beautiful pattern paper that I found. And this image that I got off Pinterest that I backed with some vintage dictionary page. It's held closed. The closure is a hitch post and lace closure. Oh my goodness, I twisted that up, didn't I? Oh well. It really is easy to open, I promise. Okay, this was already on the inside cover, so I didn't mess with it. I messed with it in the back, but not on the front. Okay, I've taken a couple of digital kits that I found on Etsy. Excuse me. And if you want to know what digital kits they are and where to find them, please let me know and I'll tell you. I just forgot to grab the information. Okay, so here we go. If I can turn the page. Okay, I've done a little stamping throughout. Most all the papers are tea-dyed. This is a Tim Holtz paper, and then I've made a long coin envelope. Inside is a guest check that I've added this tab to just make it a little easier to get in and out. Okay, in is probably easy, but out is, yeah, the tab is helpful. Okay, I do believe this is Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And this piece, I got a whole strand of them. It's lots of them. This is just a piece I cut off to experiment with tea dyeing it, and it went very well. They're like pristine white, so yeah, tea dyeing. So it's like a, what do you call them? Anyway, you know what they are. And you just string it along, and a banner, something. Anyway, so I took one of them off, and I put it behind this image, but kind of wrapped his neck. I think it's a swan. The swan neck around it to the front. I thought it turned out kind of cool. So there you go. That's what that is. I watched a Beth Mullen video, and she did hers wasn't a ring binder. She did, but it was a 2-hole punch. She did, I think it was, anyway, with, so seam binding, something like that. And so I've tried her method of reinforcing the holes just for something different. So there's scraps of paper, there's actual hole reinforcers, and just fabrics and different things. I'll point them out as we go along. There's a small tuck spot. Very little embellishing in this journal. She wanted it not so fancy. So, okay. Tim Holtz paper pad, little journal card, and a Tim Holtz paper tag. She can journal up. Little script stamping, washi tape for hole reinforcers. Some ledger paper. This is a Nectar's Creation paper with some pattern paper, some cardstock for the hole reinforcers. Some fabric for the hole reinforcers. Did that right? Yeah, okay. Thought I skipped a page, I'm sorry. You wouldn't want to do that. Okay, here's another tuck spot. And I've made 2 tags that I've sewn around. These are Pinterest, I do believe. backed onto some cardstock, sewn around. And this also Pinterest, backed onto some vintage address book paper and sewn around. Some children's writing paper, drawing paper, writing paper. An envelope that I put a tag in that Teresa Rogers made me in a swap. I thought was so pretty. Isn't that paper so... Oh, I love that paper. It's really pretty. Another tuck spot. It says a fond memory. And it's an altered envelope. So this is the tuck spot in the envelope. And it's got a tag from Pinterest. A sticker that says a good life. Behind that, I think it was Sue Miller that sent me a bunch of Fussy Cut magazine clip art. So she sent me this one that I thought was very interesting, and packed it with cardstock and sewn around it. It goes behind the envelope. Some ripped pieces of cardstock for the hole reinforcers there. A piece of ledger paper. When I cut off, made it so the pages fit nicely in here. The excess, the parts that I cut off, I just kind of distressed a bit and ripped up and put them for hole reinforcers. Waste not, want not, right? As your mother always said. Same here. Some tea-dyed note paper. Isn't that gorgeous? I like that one. And right here, more of the excess paper. Washi tape. More washi tape. Lots and lots of writing space. I hope she gets much use out of this. More writing paper. Washi tape. Here's an envelope that pocket that I've made out of, I think I got this free download of Junk Journal Junkies and just turned it into a pocket. Just folded it in half and lifted it together. And on the inside, if I can get it out, we have an index card. You don't know how much I wanted to alter that index card, but I was strong and I did not. So I better mail this off quick before I do. And some more of that pattern paper, or digital paper. This I doubled up vintage dictionary page, glued it really, really well, and then ripped it apart and distressed it, and hole reinforcers. More cardstock, pattern paper, more torn from the edges that I cut off. Ooh, wouldn't that be a nice place for a photo? It's nice. This was an experiment. She'll have to tell me how it works for the long run. I put some bits of Aida cloth, glued them down real well. I think they'll be okay. But I only did it on one page, just in case. This is some torn index card. And this is the offcut of the paper I used on the cover. I just used a hole punch. I like that. It's very pretty. Another pocket. Life as we know it. And again, Tim Holtz paper pad. And a tag. piece of letter paper. You know, my nephews have a bike. It's called a Strider, I think. And they do pretty much the same thing. They just kind of walk the bike until they figure out the pedaling thing. Kind of cool. Another pocket with a postcard. And this journal card. Here's a envelope, paper bag, something. It's a receptacle. There you go. Take lots of pictures. And on the inside, we have a receipt, or an alterations tag. Thank you. Tea-dye. And this tag that I've made. This is from Dreams, etc., I do believe. Her steampunk kit. And this is just a piece of file folder that I made into a tag. Washi tape. And pattern paper. And then this is some tea-dyed pattern paper that I sewn on both sides and turned it into kind of a file folder. On the inside we have this tag that I've sewn around, and this tag, which is also an offcut of the paper. So either side could be front. You could put dates in the circles, a picture, or just, this is light enough, you could, a dark pen would go over it just fine. And then behind, I've left it open behind and put this postcard. And that is the binder steampunk journal. I hope she likes it. I hope it's not fancy, and I hope it serves her purpose. And coming up is this journal, which I'll do in the next video. I don't have time in this one, but I'll do it in the next one. That one's for my niece. Oops. And then this is part of the, what will be in my, oh, what do you call it? You know, YouTube giveaway. Thank you. YouTube giveaway. This is part of it. It's a hand knit. My Facebook page is called Pumpkin Cup Handmade, right? And YouTube, Pumpkin Cup Handmade. So that means it's more than just journals. So I do knit a little, and I crochet a lot. So this is knit, and it's a dishcloth for Christmas, I guess. And this will be part of it, and a journal is part of it, and a few other things. And it'll be posted probably the 1st of September, or the beginning of next week. One of the two, whenever I get it done. So, that's what's upcoming. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and watching my videos. Thank you, and have a very good day. Bye-bye.